Welcome to another episode of St. Vincent Untold Stories.
On this episode, we feature Dr. Kishaw Shallow, president of the West Indies cricket team. The name Kishaw Shallow became like a thorn in the side to former Prime Minister Dr. Ralph E. Gonzalez, a self-proclaimed wall boss. He found out that Kishaw was going to run for the then opposition at the time after he had gotten on his knees and begged Shallow like a dog to run for him. So they went all out to try to get Shallow, and Shallow was set up by other members and asked to step down as the president of Cricket West Indies. Big ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, please remember to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell icon if you wish to see more videos like these. You see, Shallow was like a son that the Prime Minister did not have. He wanted to have a boy like Shallow because one of his boy was mixed up in a scandal, and the other one was accused of not working anywhere and being a millionaire. You see, the wall boss had offered Shallow on several occasions a chance to be a candidate for his party, but each time Shallow refused. And the last time, he begged Shallow to give the opposing candidate another chance. But you see, Shallow had had encounters with him in the past. He knew that the man could not be trusted. He was like a snake hissing in the grass. Do you remember? Long before Shallow had a join in politics, we did a video with Kishaw Shallow when we told you that he lost his mom, and the boy was a man of integrity, a man of moral values. He understood the principles of life, to be someone great. He was the Caribbean dream. A lot of the young boys from his constituency of North Leeward wanted to be like him. They were saying, how could this boy go through so much thing as a youngster and still pass to go to the St. Vincent Grammar School, go to college and go to university and become the top of West Indies cricket? You see, from the time Untold Stories did that video, members of our team was oppressed. We were made to build bricks without a straw. The man turned up the heat, pressure. The video became so popular that it was shared around the world. The name Shallow rose to dominance. Members of the Untold Stories team was denied a lot of opportunities and chances because of that video that we put out. The wall boss got angry. Just imagine an old 79-year-old man that needed to be home with his grandchildren was coursing all over the media, picking away with everyone like a fowl. Cook, cook, cook. You get up in the morning time and you hear the roosters crowing, but he was crowing all day. It was as if the man had eaten a parrot. The man wasn't even resting his body, trying to get to 4 meetings in one night at 79. Members of the entourage had said that they were going to get Untold Stories at any means possible. You see, he was angry at the fact that we was making Shallow look like a true champion. We made Shallow seem bigger than him. So the man was frustrated. He came out and he called Shallow from one name to the next, trying to belittle the man, even making up things that he didn't know about Shallow. The man had no interest in cricket whatsoever and sports. Remember I told you that padlocks were put on the hard court gates and on the park gates so the kids could not play. So a lot of them became idle and they had to turn to the machine, turning up the heat in the city of Kingston, accounting for over 40 graveyard sendings plus per year. While he had the parks locked, mothers were screaming, calling for justice because a lot of them lost their sons and their daughters while he was buying property in Trinidad and Tobago with his family. Members of his elite team plotted against Shallow, and they reached out to other members on the board, asking them to try to get Shallow to step down because he was up against a giant, the world boss. But you see, he thought that he was the only one with a diplomatic passport. What he did not know is that the same presidents across the world that he knew, that Shallow had to meet them already. So Shallow knew how the game was played. You see, the world boss was playing a trick. He had no interest in cricket whatsoever. He did not provide the right tools for the youth and the training facilities. But because he was up against Shallow, he started to try to come up with some cricket tournaments. And he put himself in problem. Because during the World Cup, it is alleged that he was supposed to pay some of the officers. And when it was time to make that payment, he came up with an excuse saying that the work that was done was during their working shift. He had spent over $1 million on one of those tournaments. While the New Democratic Party was having an event. Boy, the people did not turn out like how he wanted. The money went down the drain, while the people in Union Island, that was affected by Hurricane Beryl, suffered. One old man said that they were only getting 1 meal per day, while the world boss was running up and down all over the place. It is alleged that someone close to the world boss had said at one time, this smelled number two, because someone was not resting. So they could not go to the bathroom as fast as they could. You see, while he was out knocking glass with a Venezuelan president, Maduro, Shallow was doing a lot of work in his constituency. So his boy Storm told himself that he would go down to North Leeward and try to give little things here and there and encourage other people to go against Shallow. But the people realized that it was the same boy who bought a bigger boat while the people suffered. He was having cocktails on Hennessy, while the Rastafarians from North Leeward hadn't making any money over the past years. And the document came straight out of Trinidad, which could not be denied because it was a fact. You see, over the 24 years of her leadership, the world boss's son was the Minister of Finance, and his daughter-in-law was the head of the Financial Intelligence Unit that covers money laundering. So nothing came to the forefront because the world boss was the head of the Minister of Security. So the people found out that they had properties in Trinidad. Well, even the people from Trinidad got angry, saying how could that be? A young boy who never worked a day in his life said that he was making his money from Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You see, they knew that one day they'll be investigated. So allegations are that instead of paying cash, they went and took a mortgage. Then what the boy did? He came forward and he paid the bills for him and his sister. Over the years, millions of dollars disappeared like a candle in the wind, while other people suffered. There was no accountability, no integrity, no moral values. In St. Vincent, education and skills was no longer the key to success. It was who knew who, pull a string, lick a boots. Or if you were a young lady and you went in search of a job, they referred you to the big man's office, the Waller boss. It is alleged that while these visits were made, favors were demanded, and a lot of people came forward on social media. Some people in Canada said that anytime the world boss gets up there, they would have him arrested. It is also alleged that once you opposed the world boss or you said anything out of turn, that you were summoned to the office and the members inside would talk to you like a dog. Roof, roof, roof. Jump when I say jump, boy. Sit when I say sit, boy. Who gave you the order to do such a thing, boy? But the people grew wary of the world boss and his attitude. They were fed up. Even members of his elite team did not like the way that he was handling business anymore. It was as if he was the supreme ruler, calling himself the king of the Caribbean. But Shallow was not falling for that. Shallow rose up against him, and he came out every night calling the name of Kishaw Shallow, thinking that other people would go for his old-time ways again. He was so frightened for Shallow that the men did not even have any plan to run their campaign. Allegations are that they were stealing the plans of the New Democratic Party. It was in the final few days that they came out with a manifesto with some old-time plans tunnel under Cane Garden. That was promised several years before, and that promise was never fulfilled. During the entire elections, Shallow kept the man on his toes. Shallow even presented a briefcase saying that he had a file, and he went on the radio and he spoke out of certain things. He said that a prominent member close to the Unity Labour Party was collecting over $40,000 per month. Boy, it sent the nation in shockwaves. People said $40,000. That's a lot of money. News broke out that it was the brother-in-law of the Prime Minister. The day before the elections were held, the Waller boss went into several communities in his constituency, and he was run out like a dog. Move from here, boy. Get out of here. You have done nothing for the people. That's what other people said. The world boss had to move swiftly. He was so afraid of Shallow that the man had to take a helicopter from his constituency straight back down to Shallow's constituency. And it was so shocking that the man lost 14-1. He thought that he could concentrate on Shallow alone and win. But what he didn't know, it was that the other ministers were building up momentum as well. Shallow brought hope to the people. After the election results came out, the wall boss went into hiding. He abandoned his people. He was so shocked that allegations are that he crawled under the bed and he did not eat for a whole day. Also, Shallow went on to win his seat by a large margin, and the man grew angry again. So they are still plotting to try and bring down Shallow, writing letters after letters asking Dr. Shallow to step down. But Shallow said that he wasn't going to step down. You see, a lot of blame was being cast on Shallow, saying that the West Indies were not performing like they should. But we are in a new era where a lot of players are playing for the money. Back in the days of Brian Lara and Christopher Gale and those guys, they had the passion. And we are not saying that the players don't have the passion now. But the thing is, they are getting sweeter deals outside. So they might only do a shorter term with West Indies cricket and they might leave. But do we hold them at a contract, just like the Royal Navy and the Army, where you have to spend about 4 to 5 years now? Because a lot of people were joining just to get their papers and then branching off into other fields. Just right in St. Vincent, a lot of past police officers signed up under the wall boss, but the monies were so small at the end of the month that they had to migrate. Shallow, we want to wish you all the best, and we have been standing with you since day one, because we know that you are a man of moral values, a man of integrity, and a man of accountability. All the best, Shallow, and we'll continue to support your movement. And you see how the Waller boss stayed. He did not want anyone to become independent. Once you rose up against him, you were oppressed.